Yaxel Lendeborg can score at all three levels. Yaxel Lendeborg is a solid defender. He is a solid passer. He's a great rebounder. He was a good shot blocker. He had his fair share of steals. Like, up and down the board, I don't think there's like a real obvious weakness to his game.
What were your thoughts about that when they took him?
I felt like it was a perfect match.
Do you remember how depressing the Warriors looked last season? Yeah, how they went 37-45, lost in the play-in, and watched Steph Curry, the greatest shooter alive, walk off the court in Phoenix with nothing to show for it. Well, right after that disaster, Jimmy Butler was in crutches, Moses Moody was in surgery, and the only move Golden State made this entire offseason was drafting a 23-year-old who barely even played high school basketball. But here's the part that should have every other team in the West terrified. That same rookie just walked into Las Vegas and posted summer league numbers that have literally never been recorded in the history of the NBA. And the craziest part, he openly admitted in camera that he is not even in game shape yet.
I've never felt this winded ever in my life, so I don't know if it's like the strain of the scheduling here or just me being out of shape, but once I get back in shape, I know I'll be good.
And if you think this is just some standard slow team rebuild, you have no idea what's about to hit the league. This kid is quite literally the secret weapon to winning Steph Curry one last championship. Before we even talk about the squad the Warriors just put together, you gotta look at the train wreck that was sitting in that locker room first, because this was not your typical offseason where a contender loses a random bench guy and keeps moving. The Warriors didn't just have a rough year, their entire dynasty looked like it was being held together by pure duct tape. When Jimmy Butler tore his ACL back in January against the Heat, the entire season just went downhill. They went 12-28 without him, and Steve Kerr openly admitted the injury changed everything.
Do you think like the Butler ACL tear is just the
Jimmy's injury just changed everything. I felt like we didn't find it early in the season. We were blowing some games that.
To make matters worse, Jimmy won't even touch the floor until January or February at the earliest. Then Steph's knee started acting up. Moses Moody ruptured his patellar tendon. Draymond was out there trying to survive at 36 years old. And Kristaps Porzingis, a guy they just dropped $40 million on, has only played 74 games in 2 years. But here's the thing nobody wants to say out loud. Steph Curry turns 39 in March. This is not a team with time to figure things out. This is a team that needed one specific thing from draft night, and they needed it immediately. They didn't need a project. They didn't need an 18-year-old with a 5-year development curve. They needed someone who could cover for Butler while he heals, guard the best forward on the other team, run the offense when Curry sits, and walk into a locker room full of champions without needing to be babysat. And most people still have no idea how insane their new player is, because everyone knows Summer League can be noisy. But you literally cannot fake a 15.9 box plus minus. That's the highest number ever recorded in the history of the tournament. And just to put things in perspective, the next closest rookie was sitting way down at 7.3. The kid averaged roughly 15 points, 7 boards, and 4 assists, while completely lighting it up from deep. And the Warriors outscored every single team the moment he got on the hardwood. So I have a question for you. Do you think this kid can crack a spot in the rotation immediately? Because this is not just a talented rookie. This is the exact monster Steph Curry needed to save his legacy. Now the other question is, if he's this perfect, how did the entire league miss him? Well, that's because 1 year ago, NBA front offices honestly thought Yaxel Lendeborg was a total jackass. See, Yaxel Lendeborg spent his high school years in New Jersey, completely blowing his life away by playing NBA 2K for 14 hours a day, instead of actually playing real basketball. The guy was totally checked out, sleeping through classes, playing mobile games during lectures, and he got cut from the freshman team because his grades were completely in the gutter. He did not even bother to play his sophomore or junior years, and he openly admitted how lazy he was when he told reporters later on, "I didn't have a care in the world. I felt like everything was supposed to be handed to me." His mom literally saved his future by forcing him into a community college program and driving him there every single morning before her shift started. That woke him up just enough to get his grades eligible for the final 11 games of his senior year. where they went 10-1. But then high school ended, and reality hit hard. He ended up working right next to his mom at a cell phone accessories warehouse, and watching her grind every single day while he stood there packing boxes hit him like a freight train. He looked at his situation and confessed exactly what was going on through his head, saying, "It kinda hurts seeing how much she's been doing for us. I really messed my life up." That guilt completely flipped the switch in his brain. His mom pulled some family strings to get him into a Dominican showcase in New York, and even though he showed up running on zero sleep because he stayed up all night gaming, he completely dominated everyone on the floor. That earned him a ticket to Arizona Western, and 2 years later, he left as the all-time leading rebounder in school history, transferred to UAB, won back-to-back AAC Defensive Player of the Year awards, and became one of only 2 players in Division I history to drop 600 points, 400 rebounds, and 150 assists in one season. But when the NBA draft process started, he almost ruined it all over again. He walked into his interview with Golden State and acted like a total clown. According to him, when the front office asked about his work ethic, he literally told them, "Yeah, I'm BSing in practice. Yeah, I'm not doing my job in games, but I am performing." The Warriors immediately crossed his name off the board. Every other team passed, and he was forced to go back to college at Michigan under Dusty May. But what he did over those next 12 months is the reason the rest of the league should be terrified right now. Dusty May completely trained him, changed his habits, and turned him from the clown that botched a life-changing interview into the hardest worker in the building. He led Michigan straight to a national title, while locking up the Big Ten Player of the Year. But the trophy is not even the craziest part, because during the Final Four against Arizona, he wrecked his MCL and rolled his ankle. He kept checking back into the game like a madman, and when reporters asked if he was sitting out the national title game, he just smirked and said this.
Plus, too, there's no way I'm missing game on Monday night, no matter what goes on, so I'm going to play unless I can't walk at all.
2 nights later, he logs 36 minutes on one leg to win the whole thing, and that's exactly the type of beast Steph Curry needed. When he sat down with Steve Kerr for round 2, he told insiders, "I pretty much gave all the right answers. I kinda read his mind. Same facility, but completely different animal." So now the question everybody should be asking is, how does this kid fix the 3 problems that could destroy Steph Curry's final championship window? The first problem was finding someone to lock up elite wings while Jimmy Butler recovers. Warriors GM Mike Dunleavy straight up said out loud that Lendeborg can guard positions 1 through 5.
This is Mike Dunleavy on what position Yaxel will play.
I mean, that's the beauty of him. I think he can play everything. I think he can guard. I mean, there's a
The dude has a 7'4" wingspan on a 240-pound frame, so he does not need 3 years in an NBA weight room to survive. When October hits, the Warriors finally have a real physical stomper on the wing, so they stop getting bullied by the West. Then you have the classic problem of the offense completely tanking the second Steph sits down to catch his breath. Lendeborg just went out and averaged 4.7 assists in Summer League. By running pick and rolls and diming up shooters, exactly like Dusty May taught him at Michigan, Steph can actually rest now, without the game going up in flames. And the rebounding problem? The Warriors have been near the bottom of the league in second chance points for years, and this dude was the all-time leading rebounder at Arizona Western, averaging 11.4 per game at UAB. So yeah, the kid's an anomaly. But there's still one massive problem that could kill this entire vision before the season even starts. Steve Kerr has a well-documented history of not playing rookies. Like, this is not a secret or a hot take, this is just what happens in Golden State. Jonathan Kuminga literally rotted on the bench for years, and Lendeborg already joked about breaking that curse publicly. But laughing about it does not change a coach's habits. The clock is ticking because Steph Curry turns 39 this coming March. They do not have the luxury of a 2-year project where Kerr can ease a kid into the rotation over 50 games. Every single night this kid spends sitting on the bench is a game Steph Curry never gets back. So the question was never whether Yaxel Lendeborg is good enough. We just watched him post the highest Summer League BPM in history, while out of shape. The question is whether Steve Kerr is actually brave enough to play him. So this is where we're at. The kid is 100% the real deal. Going from 14 hours of 2K to a national title and breaking records is insane. If Kerr actually gives him the green light, the Warriors instantly become the one matchup nobody wants to see come playoff time, especially when Jimmy Butler gets healthy in January. The scariest spot that should keep general managers awake at night is that he literally admitted he's out of rhythm and completely out of shape right now. If this is his floor, what does Steph's final championship run look like when this kid actually hits his stride? Let me know down in the comments if you think Kerr has the guts to start him on opening night. And hit that subscribe button for more updates on how things unfold.